천자문,
千字文、
千字文.
In this lesson, we will look at characters 553 through 560 of the 1,000 character classic, the 1,500-year-old Chinese classic in which no characters are repeated. Key, a recluse restored Han Hui's benevolence.
기회한해,
綺回漢惠. 启回汉惠.
Fuhie's counsel moved King Uding.
열감무정,
越感武丁. 说感武丁.
Let's look at line 139. I'll offer an English translation character by character. Beautiful. Return, restore. Han Chinese. Kindness. Together they can be translated as Qi, a recluse, restored Han Hui's benevolence. Let's hear it pronounced. You'll hear it from recording in Korean, Japanese, and Chinese.
기회한해,
奇回漢惠. 启回汉惠.
On to line 140, character by character. Speak. Feel. Martial. Fourth heavenly stem. Together they can be translated as Fuye's counsel moved King Uding. Now let's hear it pronounced.
열감무정,
越感武丁. 说感武丁.
Have a look at the characters. You can see the radicals of each character in red. If you look at character 554, it is indexed by the enclosure radical rather than the mouth radical, which is inside it. This character means return or sometimes surround, so there's a clear semantic relationship with its radical. Notice that 556 and 558 both deal with feelings or sentiment, and the heart radical is below. Character 559 means martial and is used in martial arts. You can see the component for arrow or shoot within it. I don't think that it's an accident that character 568 contains character 560 within it. So look out for that in the next lesson. That's just one example of how the 1000 Classics author positions characters in ways that helps the brain remember them. Based on the 8 characters of these 2 lines, I've come up with a word list. I've tried to select words that are common and relevant to Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. Now you'll hear the words spoken in each language. Pretty.
기려,
きれい. 起立.
Reply. Answer.
회답,
回答. 回答.
Chinese character.
한자,
漢字. 漢字.
Grace. Blessing.
은혜,
恩恵. 恩惠.
Explain.
설명,
説明. 说明.
Emotion. Feeling.
감정,
感情. 感情.
Gratitude.
감사,
感謝. 感謝.
Weapon.
무기,
武器. 武器.
T-shape. T-junction.
정자,
定時. 丁字.
Have a look one more time at the words of this lesson. See which ones you remember. Okay, let's move on. Now I'll take one more look at each of the characters and offer a few additional notes for each character. I also give each character a rating. A rating of 5 suggests the character is common and essential. A rating of 1 suggests the character could be obsolete. So starting with 553, this character is used in the Japanese word for pretty, which is kirei. And 554, it's very common across Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. I'm not sure about Chinese, but in Japanese and Korean, it's used as a counter. So if you've done something like 2 times or 3 times, this word could appear in that sentence. And 555, that's a very important character. It's the Han of the Han Dynasty, which is where Chinese characters get their name, Hanzi. So in Chinese, or kanji in Japanese, hanja in Korean. I'm sure this character is frequent and known for many reasons, but when I see it, I think of Hewa Station, a station in an area of Seoul, which is close to where I lived in my first years in Korea. Sometimes that geographic connection helps me remember something. And this is the character used in the word for explanation, a very common word in Japanese and Korean. I think it's a very common word in Chinese too. And this is a very important character, also used across Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, and so many words related to feeling and impression. Another very important character. So many in this lesson. Anyway, this one's used in words related to military or martial arts, or you may see it if you're a fan of wuxia movies, the kind of kung fu movies. And this one, when I see this character, I think of an address, which is Shinjuku Sanchome. That's an area of Tokyo where I worked when I first came to Japan a long, long time ago. Anyway, that character is used in Japanese addresses, but I don't think the character is used in that way in China or Korea, so correct me if I'm wrong. That's a wrap for this lesson. In the next sequence, we'll hear of gifted, diligent officials who ensured peace throughout the realm.
천자문,
센지문, 千字文.
As always, I remind you that I make these videos partly for my own study purposes. My skills are not advanced in these languages, so it's quite likely I've made some mistakes or forgotten something obvious. If you do notice something or have a question, let me know in the comments. The goal of this channel is to make a video for each line of the 1000 character classic, while using this classic as a lens to explore language study methods and connections between the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean languages. I wish you happy and productive language studies.